Hi Smarties, welcome back. So this time we're going to talk about small group. Small group is really important because you need some face-to-face time with a teacher where you don't have to share the teacher with 23 other people. So in small group, it might be 1, 2, 3 more people in the group besides you. So now we're moving on to block 3. Now what you've noticed on our schedule is that it's color coded. Color coding is just going to help you so you know which folders you're going to be using. So here it kind of looks blue, but it's actually purple. Purple is our asynchronous work. So you're going to finish up the yellow, everything we didn't finish that morning for yellow, and then you're going to move into the purple. Purple is asynchronous. That means you're not working face-to-face with the teacher. Now, during this block, you may just leave your camera on, but you're not going to have teacher support, and you need to turn the sound off because you're not part of the small group. So you can leave your Meet open so you can jump back in and no one has to help you log back in, but you want to be shh, so you're not bothering the learners and they're not bothering you. So we're going to be moving from our yellow folder, and we'll be ending with our book, our pirate reading, where you're doing your book report for the day about the most memorable part. And we're going to be finishing up whole group direct interactive instruction. And we're going to be moving to small group direct interactive instruction. So what this really means is this is the I do it, me as the teacher, you look, listen, and learn. Then we do it together. And then you're going to do some of it alone, but some of it we're going to push off the screen and you're going to be doing it by yourself, and we'll check in together later. So this might be watched and supported by a teacher. It also might be alone and confidently off the screen. Now, if you're in small group, you're going to be bringing the blue folder. If you're not in small group, you're going to finish what's in your yellow folder, and then you're going to move on to your purple folder. Now your purple folders have really great important things, and some of them mimic or mirror or look a lot like other things we're doing together. So you just have to pay close attention to which folder it comes out of. And everything's in a packet, so it's a lot easier to take care of. Now everyone has this. It's called the Star of the Week. You get to be the Star of the Week. That's another tape, so we're not going to talk about that now. And then you have unit studies. Now the unit studies have sight words. They're not all sight words. Some of them are high frequency. Sight words are words you can only spell by memorizing their order. Some people call high frequency words sight words, but they're really not. Camera words and sight words are the same thing. You can't sound them out. You just have to know how they're spelled. So we memorize those. But you can also memorize high frequency words, the ones you read a lot, and that's really helpful when you come to a book and you're reading. So we'll have the words that we're working on in the unit. It'll also have vocabulary. Now, vocabulary is what makes you sound intelligent and very important. It's also how your brain grows, and it makes you more interesting to listen to. So, you could say, this is a very big job, or you could say, this is an enormous job, or a gigantic job, or an extravagantly large job. All those things mean the same thing. Now, they're kind of what's called shades of meaning, but they all mean the same thing. But some of them sound more interesting to listen to. And you sound very Harvard when you say it. Harvard is a university that's super expensive, but it's really very old and very, very important, I think. I didn't go there, but I wish I had. One of you might. Then you'll send me back a t-shirt and a banner. So we're going to be learning these words and trying to use them in our reading and our writing and our speaking. And then we're going to be focusing on some letters, phonics and phonemic awareness. Phonics, what we see, and phonemic awareness, what we hear. And the sounds that we expect to hear or to make when we see certain letters, and the letters we expect to see or write when we hear certain sounds. So that will always be on the front, and that's good for review and writing. And then there'll be some high frequency word work. And then it'll go to some letter work. And we're also going to be adding some number work to some of these packages because numbers are so important. Now, this is a blank book report, and this is making a book map, mapping a book, the beginning, the middle, and the end. We're not doing an entire story wall, not including everything. This is a basic map of a book, so we're mapping out the book. And then on this, we would say we recommend the book or we don't recommend the book, and the reason we would recommend it or not recommend it. Here you can just sketch. You don't need to use words, but you have to be to write words. You do need to be able to use words to talk, and you need to use at least 5 colors. It's the rule, always 5 colors. And then the title of the book and the author. So this is a book of your choosing at your house. And you can also look for something online because sometimes you can't get into a library. I mean, you can borrow books from the library, but right now it's a little bit more difficult. So if you can't borrow the books from the library, you can absolutely look for books online. There's a lot of places that read them. Now there's another set that's in here, and it is a narrative, a true story of your own life. Now, not a fictionalized one you make up that you wish happened, but something for real that happened. Every Monday for calendar, we're going to reflect back on our weekend and talk about what we did. But maybe something happened in your life that didn't happen on a weekend. You get to record that here. So what we're going to be looking at is something that really happened. What happened at the beginning? What happened in the middle? What happened at the end? First, this happened. Then that happened. Finally, this happened. And here's for recording because we do want you to dictate. We want it to be a real, true story about you. You're the author, and you're going to illustrate this here. And we do want to hear these stories. It can be something that happened a long time ago or something that happened very recently, but it has to be a true story. So those are things that are going to live in your asynchronous folder. Now you also have a big book, a big wonders book, and we're going to be sending home a big folder of math, and some of those things can be added to this. These are things you do without a teacher. Now, if you're Star of the Week, you're going to bring that on a Friday when you are the featured friend, and you're going to tell us all about you, and you're going to show us your fabulous work, and we want a picture of it. But most of this is really just for practice. But if you are in the small group that's coming to the proverbial table, you're not really going to come to a table, you're just going to come to the screen. But it's just going to be you and 1, 2, or 3 other friends. So more teacher to go around because less kids to be shared amongst. You'll be bringing your blue folder. Now in this we have a special page that we want to do together. There's one for every day, so every day when you come we're going to be working through it. And it has a variety of skills that we need to work on when we are learning how to be so big and so intelligent when we're in kindergarten. We're getting ready for first grade. You just got here and now you're getting ready for first grade. That is how life works. Get into something and get ready for the next something. So we'll be doing this together, and likely you won't need to finish it asynchronously. We'll be doing this together, except maybe the coloring a pattern and coloring some of the pictures that you can do on your own. But every day you're going to bring whatever month it is, that's the month that we're going to be working on, and we'll remind you, bring your blue folder and pull that out. The other thing that you're going to find in this very, very important book is, I love this, word building work. Do not cut these apart until we come to small group, because if you lose them, it's going to be not good for you. You won't be able to build the words with us. So we are going to go through many, many lessons, word building. Now what we need to build some words is letters. And we can build a word with these letters. There's a magic mystery word that we have to figure out. So these are the steps to mastery, and we'll talk about what we're going to do with it. The day that you come, you have to have them already prepped and ready. So the day before we're going to do this on Google Classroom, you'll get an assignment to make sure that you cut out your letters. And they all have to be cut across. So we'll snip across the bottom, snip across the bottom, snip off the sides. Then we'll snip these apart, put them in a baggie or put them in an envelope. Just don't seal the envelope or you have to rip it open. And we're going to build words in this space here. So we're going to build all of these words here, and then we have to figure out what the mystery word is that uses every letter. When we're finished in small group, you can use this on your own to practice, so you get all those words in your own smart brain. So that's what we're going to do in small group. It's going to be super fun, and everybody gets a turn. based on your superpower word. That's how you'll know when you come to the screen. And this is the time that I need you to know. This is when you take a break. This is called a necessity break. And you can also take a snack break. So you might want to take one break when it starts and one break after you come to group or before you go to group. And you may get a snack, go to the bathroom, take a stretch, take what's called a cat nap really quickly. But we're not going to have designated breaks in class. This is break time. And I don't mean break anything. I mean, take a pause from the work that you're doing and give your brain a little rest. Your brain and your body need to stop so you'll be regulated and ready to learn. But that's in this time. So make sure you take care of all of your personal needs. And remember, if you use the restroom or you're going to eat, you have to wash your hands. Wash your hands. Everybody come along and wash your hands. Really, 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 really well. Because when you come back to school, we have to keep our hands really clean, away from our faces and our mouths. And we have to wash them so we don't spread our germs to anyone else. All right, that's awesome. So I look forward to sharing what comes next. Until then, Super Teacher out.